There we go. Okay. What's up, Lino, bro? Hold on. I'm trying to pull up the chat here. I can see that you typed. That's about it. There we go. Okay. I got it now. Got it all under control. So I don't know where Skybane is. I'm sure he'll show up when he feels like it. But but here we are with Mega Man 11, the long-awaited Mega Man 11. So I just played this game for the first time last night. I've been meaning to get to it earlier this week. Oh wait. Oh, okay. Alright, he's gonna be a little bit late, no problem. Let me just give that little thumbs up there. But yeah, I recently beat this game last night. I meant to get to it earlier this week, but I fell in love again with Resident Evil 5 because I had a friend who never played it before, so we were playing it. But yeah, so let's go ahead and get this show on the road here. I want to do superhero, but it's kind of just annoying. So we're just going to do normal. We'll go ahead and watch all the cutscenes and all that.
All systems nominal. You're in great shape, Blockman.
Oh yeah, we're gonna play on English, by the way.
Thanks to you, Doc. You built me rock solid. Well, I can hear the construction yard calling. Block out.
Good luck out there. Roll, how many checkups are left?
Let's see. We just finished with Blockman. That leaves Torchman, Acid Man, Impact Man, Bounce Man, Fuse Man, Tundra Man, and Blast Man. Just 7 to go.
Oh, brother, there's no end to them. Doc, how about giving your favorite assistant a break?
I don't need a break, Otto. You know, for a robot, you sure do complain a lot. Now let's crank it up a gear.
Oh, I ain't a machine. I mean, I am, but still.
Mr. Torchman, please proceed to the... Oh, earthquake!
What on earth? Roll, Otto, hurry to me!
Splendid to see you again, Light.
Wily!
Doctor, what's going on? Stand back, everyone. I'll handle this.
Mega Man!
This is no time for your heroics. I've simply come to give Dr. Light a message.
Then kindly be quick about it.
Of course. You see, I recalled some old research. The very invention you so coldly crushed when we were students together. Or has your memory failed you?
Our university days. A device. It can't be.
Oh, but it can! Your objections wouldn't stifle me forever. I have perfected my design. And now we'll see who was right all along.
Dr. Light, what's the ruckus?
Perfect timing. The lot of you will make excellent test subjects.
Wow! Who are you calling a test subject?
Quickly, you must all run and hide.
Laser speed gear!
My robots.
You got him.
Over here, Light.
that speed! What have you done?
Whoa, he's fast.
Dang it! Nobody blocks Blockman! Let those robots go, Dr. Wily!
I have a better idea. At last the world will bow down to the genius of Dr. Wily!
Doctor, I'll go after Wily.
Wait, Mega Man! Wily's invention is called the double gear system.
Sure, I got my TV
It's
volume
designed to push robots far beyond their normal strength and speed. If he really has completed it, I'm afraid you won't stand a chance.
But we can't just let him get away.
Mega Man, I can tell you won't be stopped. Very well.
on. Alright, okay.
This is the prototype double gear system that Wily developed back at Robot University. If I install this into your circuits, you may be able to stop him. But it's dangerous. Double gear places great strain on robot systems.
I can take it, Doctor. I want to do this no matter the cost. Hook me up.
As you wish. The installation will take some time. There's a lot of work to do. The double gear system is fully installed. Mega Man, rise and shine!
Go get him, Mega Buddy! And remember, your old pal Otto is here to help out.
Yeah, man.
Mega Man, that dirty Wily won't know what hit him.
Mega Man, you're doing a noble thing. Be careful out there.
Doctor, roll. Otto, I'll be back soon.
No, I'm a master. Oops. Okay. There we go. Alright. So we'll go ahead and, we'll just save right here.
Ah, Mega Man!
Okay, Mega.
Alright, so I guess all day on Saturday,
Hey, Mega, can I interest you in some
everything
parts?
is cheaper. That's interesting.
Okay, Mega.
Alright, well, we're gonna start with Blockman. He's like the easiest one, at least for me. Mostly because of the demo. Oh yeah, and we're playing with instrumental music on. Like, when I first played this game, I didn't think too much about the music, but for the instrumental music, I actually like it quite a bit. And so we're also gonna use the amiibo, because I haven't even tested it out yet, so... the one I'm using right now is not the Mega Man 11 amiibo, it's the Smash Brothers amiibo, so let's see what it does. There we go. Perfect. And then let's try something that's not Mega Man. This one's Callie from Splatoon. Oh, there you go. So I guess whatever works, so I guess that's kind of cool. But anyway, we won't abuse that too much. But yeah, I don't know. Blockman, I think, is a good introduction stage. There's nothing really too hard about it. It's really doable with just the Buster. So. I don't even know why I grabbed that. God, can't even like get that hot. been Norded. Yeah, so I didn't know about that mega charge until I think this morning. Yeah, I mean, you know, spoiler alert, I guess, but when you beat the game, you can get like infinite gear power. So. I really like the double gear system. It is pretty abusable. It can kind of feel a little OP at times, but I don't know. I find it fun. I find a lot of... I know! Okay. I find a lot about this game just fun. So... Oh, excuse me. Anyway. Get out of here. Ah! Can't believe I didn't see that. Man, I was doing so good. Yeah, good luck to you, man. It's definitely tricky to get a job these days. Also, the music pack I'm using, you have to pre-order the game to get it. So I don't know if you can get it any other way. I would hope so. It would be a shame if you couldn't, like, get these versions of the songs. Ah, they just sound nice. Oh no! Okay, that's fine. Just to make sure. Oh my. Alright, come on. It's not even hard. Played through this stage so many times. He's dead this time. He can't ruin my life. The only one who could ruin my life now is me. I need that back, thank you. Ah. There. Just to make it easier on myself. No, I knew it. There we go. No. He's taking his time. He said he's gonna be about 15-20 minutes late. I guess I don't really need it, but I want him dead. I'm gonna wait for my gears. Yeah, I'm definitely abusing him more. When I was playing last night, I only burned out like one time.
He'll drop you like a ton of bricks. Take that! Speed gear. No water fighting. You're not the only person part of the water.
I think out of the 8 almost call them Mavericks. I think out of the 8 Robot Masters, Blockman's probably my favorite. I just think he's cool. I think the fight's cool. Design wise, I don't think he's cool. But I like his fight. And I like his power a lot too. It's just a really good attack.
The reactor's running unusually well today.
Yo, Mega!
Okay, Mega. What'll it be?
Hold on. We're gonna do something real quick here. So I'm gonna just run a little better for myself.
The reactor's running unusually well.
Okay, Mega.
Yo, Mega! Can I interest you in this is what you want, buddy? And there you have it! Part complete!
Alright. Yeah. Might as well. So we have his weakness now. I did not do them in weakness order. I think I only killed like 1 or 2 of them with their weakness when I first played this. Because I mean, I didn't want to look it up, so. It was actually a lot of fun going into it blind, so. And the stages are designed really well, so it's like, you know, it doesn't really feel like it's a big deal. I don't have equalizer yet. Yeah, so that bolt thing that I just bought only shows up on Saturdays for some reason. Not sure why, but that's the way it is. Ooh. Ah. Ah, really? Wow, okay. Man, he does not want me to get in front of him. Yeah, good. How's that feel? Man. I keep forgetting I don't have the equalizer. I'm all out of ammo. No. Ah. Alright. Did I PP? No.
Now why the heck would I do a silly thing like that?
Alright. Done with the PP, now to blood, baby. Ah. Ah, come on. No. I'm not gonna make it. I think that actually might be the first time I've ever died to spikes in this game. I mean, you know, I started playing it yesterday, but still. Also, I just want to say I'm really glad this game does not go, like, spike crazy. Like, it easily could have done that. They could have been like, well, you know, we can just make this game hard. Just put spikes all over the place. Like, I'm really glad they, you know, they're trying to be creative as possible. I mean, it still feels like a pretty safe title, but it still feels creative enough. Like that guy. See? Oh! Alright, second time. I was reading chat. That's what got me. That's what I get. No more chat reading. I gotta focus. Focusing. Focusing. No. Thank you. Alright. Not gonna die like a big dummy. Stop. Ooh, that was close. Alright. I mean, we're in the clear. I'm pretty sure we're right at the end now. Except for that. Ah. Oh, okay, I thought I was gonna fall again. How many lives I got? 2? Okay. I'll try beating him.
Ruined my new concoction. I'll melt you to the last acid barrier.
Ah. Well, perfect timing. Testing. Testing.
Hey.
There he is, the man of the hour. The one we've all been waiting for. Da, 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 da. So we're on Acid Man right now. I'm right about to beat him in the buns. So. Hold on. Oh, and then he's gone again. Well, you know how that is. Pesky internet these days. Alright. This time we're gonna beat him with the weakness.
I'll melt you to the last vote. Here.
Sting.
Yep, I hear ya.
Okay. You scared me away there for a second. I felt all the eyes of the world upon me.
Yeah, well, at least you're not like Acid Man right now. Dead and not alive anymore.
Well, I feel like I can relate to him a bit because he has, like, a ton of bricks on his shoulders now.
Oh, I thought it was going to be his toxic personality.
No, I saved that joke for you.
Yes. Got him.
How you folks doing?
I got that. Doing alright. I finally died to spikes. I never died to one before in this game.
2 bosses, hey!
Yep.
Nice.
Alright, so now we have his weakness, so let's go to him.
What system are you playing this on?
Nintendo Switch, normal difficulty.
Do a question. have you noticed that this game is eating inputs?
Nope.
Okay, you know, that has happened to me. And I'm not even going to say I feel like it's been happening or I think it has been happening. I can say with certainty that that's been happening to me. I don't know what it is, but the game's eating inputs somehow.
Well, if it is, it's definitely not as bad as the X Legacy Collection.
I don't mean like, no, I don't mean like input delay. I mean just flat out the game's eating inputs. Like you'll press a button and the game doesn't register that button. Like you'll jump and Mega Man won't jump.
Oh, see, I see. Okay, now I noticed.
I feel like it happened there.
Yep, can't believe it. Yeah, it's crazy how that happened. But no, but in all seriousness, I don't know. It's been fine for me. I haven't had any real complaints.
So funny, huh? I have not talked to anyone about this game yet, actually. Well, there are a couple people who have not played it that I've been talking to. Yeah, I haven't had a chance to compare notes with other Mega Man fans yet. So I've been meaning to ask about that and haven't gotten around to it, but it's something that really struck me as odd. I mean, it hasn't been happened that often, but on enough occasions for me to notice it, I'll say that much.
I don't know. It's been pretty solid. Some might even say rock solid, just for the fun.
How about you guys in the chat, whoever's here? An amount of people in here, I guess.
Oops.
Right? Yeah, guys, if you've noticed any that the game's eating inputs, like not registering a button when you press it, let me know, because like I've been noticing that on and off, and I haven't heard anyone say that either in reviews or well, I haven't talked to anyone else, I suppose, who's played the game yet, but. How often are you using the gear system?
Oh, I use it a lot.
It's like, you know, normal mode, it seems like it forces you to use it in many cases.
I just find it fun to use, to be honest.
You gotten all the items in the game yet?
No, not all of them.
What? There's an item that drops only on Saturday.
Yeah, that's the one I picked up first. I mean, well, I picked it up first for this stream, but yeah, it's weird. And like, everyth's cheaper on Saturday too, which is also weird.
Yeah, that is weird.
Which, I mean, hey, you know, lines up for us, doesn't it? So.
Yeah, but like, I was playing this game, you know, for the past couple days, obviously, and I've been trying to get all the items, and I succeeded up until that one screw item, and I was like, you know, doing all these things to try to figure out how to unlock it, and I never could figure it out, so eventually I had to go online and find out that, guess what? You can only get it on Saturday. Like, how would you guess that?
What a weird system. Like, I got it last night when I was streaming this game on my own stream, because it just showed up. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. But that was because, like, it was inching towards midnight, so...
Yeah.
I was like, I guess I'll just pick this one up then.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, the first time I played this game was actually yesterday. I've been meaning to get to it. I just kind of fell back in love with Resident Evil 5, which I know probably sounds weird. That game is like, you know, an older title. It's almost 10 years old, and a lot of people don't care about that game too much, but I had a friend who never played the co-op before, so that game kind of ate up a lot of my time. But yeah, I could have played it on Thursday, but I wanted an easier game to play. So I saved it for Friday, and I'm kind of glad.
Oh, real quick, yeah, you can wipe this guy out in 2 hits with the charge block weapon.
Oh yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Alright. Nice.
It's ridiculous how crazy powerful these weapons are when they can charge.
Okay, I honestly, these are like my favorite weapons in the whole series. Like, they are, all of them are like just fun to mess around with. Oh no!
Oh, that happened. What you
game over.
found out you can do, I think Protodo retweeted this a couple days ago, maybe yesterday actually, is that the explosion weapon you can use to blow up those maze-like structures in Blockman stage.
Yeah, you can. You power it up and you can blow it up.
I mean, that weapon's crazy powerful as it is. They can take out mini-bosses in, like, 2 hits.
Yeah.
No joke.
Oh, yeah, I need
But still, it's crazy to hear that, to know that you can push that even further.
Yeah. Let's see. What should I get?
What does Otto sound like in English? I haven't heard him yet.
Sure this is what you want, buddy?
Like that.
I like his Mega Man 8 voice better.
I think the accent is fine. I just would have imagined him having a deeper voice.
And there you have it. Part complete.
Yeah, in Mega Man 8 he had a much deeper voice.
Yeah.
Sure this is what you want, buddy? And there you have it.
He's though, I'll say that much.
Complete.
Okay, Mega. What'll it be?
Mega.
Yeah,
You know, they had that
Sure?
in Powered Up, they had it there as well. And, like,
Good luck out there, Mega.
weird. It wasn't like that in the early years of Mega Man. Like, Mega Man was known as Rock
Yeah.
formed stage, but then later it was changed to Mega with the advent of Powered Up, I believe.
Sounds about
And it's
right.
been, I guess it's been like it's been Mega ever since. Just think if it wasn't he Rock in the Archie comics as well.
I know he was rocking something. Oh,
The Archie comics, and he was also Rock in Hitoshi Ariga's manga. So you do have a precedent there as well. So it's funny. It's really funny to me that his name was changed to Mega both in here and in Powered Up, because like you have all these other sources that have his name as Rock.
Yeah. I think it's alright. It's more consistent that way.
To know, if you want to talk consistency, then why not those other sources that have established his name as Rock throughout the years?
Because his name is Mega Man. That's what people know him as.
True.
So have you tried superhero mode yet?
Oh, you know, I was thinking about trying that out last night, but I never actually got around to it. I think I'm going to try it out within the next day or two, though.
Well, do you want to know what it does? I did try it out last night just to see what it was like.
Okay, you can tell me this much. Is it one hit kill?
No.
Okay, good. I think I'll be able to handle it then.
Yeah.
You don't sound as sure as I am.
I mean, I'm sure you can. It's just, I don't know. It's kind of artificial difficulty in a way.
Don't tell me that, dang.
It's not, I mean, it's not as bad as... I mean, it's not one-hit kill, so it's not that stupid, but... I mean, there's some cool stuff about it from the little bit I've seen, so I guess I won't say too much, but... Bonkers, can you get down? Thank you. Oh, sniffing the microphone and everything.
That's stupid. How come we couldn't hear it sniffs?
Because I have a new super microphone.
Phone that's specifically designed to filter out sniffs.
Yeah. I mean, I'm moving it right now.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, that's pretty highbrow.
Yep, it was it's the recording equipment that I was working overtime for. Ah,
Oh, nice.
yeah. So I got it all figured out. Ah. So I know we're not there yet, but what do you think about Torchman's level?
Wasn't that bad if so long as I was using the time stopper.
Yeah.
That was, yeah, you know, honestly I found it to be one of the easier stages with the time stopper, because, I mean, it's
really short.
it's really short. Torchman himself is a God. Like, even with his weapon, I feel like his invincibility, you know, it's so inconsistent, you know, so... And, like, he can be taken out in, like, 3 hits with a charged ice weapon, but his invincibility will block that even sometimes. So it's, he's hard. I mean, always see what he's going to do next. And his attacks are just extremely fast as well.
Yeah. Got them big boy attacks.
Yeah, totally. Was there a boss in here that you had a particular hard time with?
Really? I thought they were all pretty fair. I think probably Blast Man was probably the hardest without his weakness. It's because he has so many projectiles, and even with the time stopper, it's kind of hard to see where they're gonna go.
Yeah, exactly, right. I'm gonna say Impact Man was my hard one. Because, and he, even with his, with his weapon, you know, there's a bit of a delay between the time you get that shield up, and so you know, and in that time you're trying to get the shield up, he can easily ram into you or stun you when he jumps on the floor.
Yeah.
So you really have to kind of anticipate his movements if you're going to be, like, you know, I mean, regardless with which route you decide to go through, you know, either with a weakness or without the weakness. You really got to be paying attention to his movements and trying to anticipate what he's going to do next. One field that I was kind of underwhelmed by, and that was the ending of the game.
Yeah, it is just kind of just end.
Yeah, but not even just that, but like the Wily stages too. I was surprised. Well, I mean, I guess they kind of follow the format of Wily stages, but like, I was kind of surprised that the music throughout all those stages was the exact same.
Yeah, I did think that was the weirdest part.
It was really odd, you know? I'm so used to going into the Wily stages and having all these, you know, really jazzy tracks that kind of change things up as you go along. But, you know, and this was the Wily track that was spread across all the stages in this game. It was good, it was great, but, like, there was only that one track, so, it was weird, yeah. This is a fun part. Late the what do you call the power upgrade, the power gear?
Yeah.
Called the power gear?
Yeah.
Help would relate the power gear upgrade to overdrive in ZX.
Yeah, it's pretty similar
to me. Like, it goes down super quickly, but, you know, you can abuse it and, like, turn it on for the short duration that you use a weapon, then turn it off to save energy. You can just, like, keep flipping on and off. Keep flipping it on and off for as long as you need it. You know, and that way you can abuse it, sort of. With a Lek-Man, you know, like, turning it on for a split second, firing off those rubber balls from Bounce Man, then turning it off, then turning it back on to fire another split-second attack, then turning it off again, and just doing that on and off until he was finally killed. My face when playing this game, particularly when I'm facing the bosses, is, I mean, there's like, oh, that's a good dodge.
Got him.
Nice.
See? That's how you do it.
Yeah, you know, a constant dilemma I face when going through these bosses, and I think this kind of goes back to some of the difficulty I had with taking some of them down, was that I was constantly faced with this dilemma: do I use the power gear or do I use the time stopper? Like, do I want to use that extra power to deal extra damage, or do I want to use time stopper to dodge their attacks easier? And you can't use both of them at the same time, so it's it was quite a dilemma for me, honestly.
I don't know, I just find I only find the powered gear good when you have weapons. Otherwise, it's all about time stopper for me.
Well, that's what I mean, you know, it's, yeah, I'm talking particularly when you're using the weapon weaknesses. Yeah, that's such a big temptation to use the weapon weaknesses or the powered gear over the time stopper. What's that?
Energy balancer Neo.
Yeah.
Sure this is what you want, buddy? And there you have it. Part complete. Sure this is what you want? Sure this is what you want, buddy? And there you have it. Part complete. Sure this is what you want,
I
buddy?
said nothing.
Sure this is what you want, buddy? And there you have it. Part
Alright, and now it's bouncing.
Yeah, right.
It's become bleak.
I'm inclined to say Bounce Man's the easiest boss with his weakness.
Yeah. He gets like Mega Man X where he doesn't do anything.
Well, the big thing here, the big thing in my opinion is that he doesn't have any invincibility. A lot of the bosses in this game do have invincibility at various points when they're attacking or around, but Bounce Man doesn't. Or, oh wait, he has that invincibility when he's like bouncing around the room, but that doesn't come until way later. So you can easily take him out in 3 hits with a powered up impact. Impact drive. Oh. But yeah, I just. feel kind of bad when beating him. I kind of feel bad too, Felix. He just seems like he's there to have a good time.
Nah, he was asking for it.
Me as well. A whole lot of experimentation with the weapons in the stages.
On this stage?
In general.
Yeah, oh, oops. I forgot.
Why didn't I think about doing that on the first run? I used Rush Jet to go from that, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, from here to there, and that was a nightmare.
It's okay. I thought the balloons were impossible to defeat for a little bit.
Instantly.
Yeah. I mean, this was the one I did second, so I was still kind of getting used to this game.
Don't respawn, huh?
Huh?
Funny how E-Tanks don't respawn, huh?
Yeah, it's weird. Oh, hey.
Ooh, that's nice.
No!
Hey, no! Oh, that's the problem with being on bouncy floors.
Oh, I think I got it. I did get it.
Nice, there's an achievement for that.
Maybe I got it already.
Walk here.
Oh, let's see
What
if
was I saying
can...
just now?
Ah,
Wall with the blast attack.
there we go.
Oh, on this section, I just used the Tundra weapon to freeze everything in the room.
Well, I don't have it yet.
Like, that's the whole room attack when it's powered up.
Yeah. Right, I don't know
This guy also you can take out in only a couple hits with powered up block.
Oh yeah. I thought his weakness was the fire one. That's all I've seen people use.
Weaknesses don't matter with mini bosses. Like I'm telling you, no joke.
Yeah.
Like 70% of the mini bosses in this game can be taken out in 2 hits with a blast weapon.
Yeah.
I've got a gold medal on every single challenge with the mini bosses and the normal bosses in this game. And like, I say from experience that almost every single one of those mini bosses can be taken out in just a couple hits with the blast weapon powered up. It's nuts.
I was so mad when that enemy was in the game. You know, it's like the second stage. I'm like, oh no, is this gonna be the whole game? But this game.
What are you talking about?
That enemy that jumps up from the ground. You know, the bottomless pit enemy that I hate.
Oh. Oh man, they really nerfed Rush in this game.
Oh, Rush takes like so much energy in this game. It's weird.
Sanity incarnate. I know, and he shares the bar between Coil and Jet. And that's also stupid.
That.
Hard. How much for using those old tactics, eh? Either using Rush Jet to just take the shortcut there.
I'm the best.
Well, actually, no, maybe I did do that. Yeah. Actually, I did do that. Come to think of it. For this stage.
God, come on.
One way to do it, just make him go up.
Oh my god.
Oh, the hitbox for those balloons is so off. This part in particular. Yeah, okay, you got it. You got it pretty well there, but
Nope, just kidding.
the hitbox for those balloons is off. I hate to say it, but it's true.
There we go. Alright.
Okay, yeah, you got it there. That part gave me the hardest time there. I would keep hitting that top balloon that was over my head.
There we go. Okay.
Also took me a few seconds in my run.
Yeah, you're kind of at the stage mercy sometimes. Oh, yeah, right, again.
Guess you were right in saying that the block weapon was going to become the metal blade of this game.
Yeah, told you. I mean, just look at it. It goes like, covers the whole screen and follows through stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Fast,
I like it a lot. It just looked like it.
How well do you think this game... How much sense do you think the weaknesses make in this game?
Well, I was only able to figure out like 2.
Yeah, same here.
I was like, well, Electric Man's probably weak to Rubber Man or Bounce Man. Because, you know, rubber and
I know, who would have thought that he'd be weak to electricity? The only way you would know that is if you played Mega Man 1 and used the Thunder, the electric weapon against Iceman, because that's his weakness.
Yeah, I know. I was like, I wonder what his weakness is, and Christian, I think, probably, the one, the Commander Ike in my chat, he was like, well, you gotta use a fire, duh. And I'm like, nah, not that easy.
Yeah, I did that my first run.
I kind of thought it might be, but I'm like, nah, probably isn't. Lo and behold, it wasn't.
Yeah, it's the fire weapon. It's the fire guy who's weak to the ice weapon, in fact. Because, you know, fire always, or ice always eliminates fire when... You know, fun fact, guys, if you ever have a fire, you can use ice. Just throw a bunch of ice cubes on it. It'll go out instantly.
Yeah. Only reason I could think about it being electric is because of, well, I guess because it's also a reference. And because the ice skates, and, like, you know, you shock the skates, and the skates are made out of iron or whatever. So.
Okay.
I don't know. I was just trying to think of it.
Oh, I admire the effort. Okay, you're not charging it up, are you? You can hit him here, too. Come out in 3 hits with a charged impact. When he's bouncing like that, then.
There.
Nice.
Yeah,
Going back to the weapon weaknesses and how they might or might not make any sense, I found it particularly amusing that I wasn't able to figure out the weaknesses because the developers, particularly producer Tsuchiya, he stated in an interview that they were making, you know, they were taking care to make bosses that, with weaknesses that made sense. You know, like, he commented that throughout the games you saw this trend where, you know, you'd find bosses who were weak to things you'd never think they'd be weak to. Like, Centaur Man, how you gonna know that he's weak to Nightman's weapon, for example?
Yeah, like come on, game developers.
Yeah, so stuff like that. So they made a point
Is something wrong?
of
Got
making
very
weaknesses in this game that seemed to make sense. Oh yeah, we got an important cutscene here.
It was so very long ago. It was on that day, Wily and I had our falling out. He quite literally threw a wrench in our gears. We were students then, each pursuing robotics research in our own way. Each of us was passionate about forging the way ahead. To a future where humans and robots might live together in harmony. By giving robots independent thought, they could be true partners to humankind at last.
Naive as always. Even robots that think for themselves will never be anything more than tools. But with unstoppable power, insurmountable speed, it's only when we build robots with the power to outdo humans that people will truly accept robots for what they are. And with my double gear system, we can make that dream a reality. With this installed, any robot can instantly become a hero.
However, I was strongly opposed to Wily's ideas and research. The double gear system, it puts an incredible strain on the robots that use it. And if it fell into the wrong hands, it could be used to cause terrible harm. At the time, a committee was convened, and Wily's research was cancelled in favor of my independent thought research. Wily never forgave me, and his views have grown ever more extreme since then. How ironic that my efforts to quench Wily's hot-headedness before it led him astray only ended up fueling the fire.
Doctor, I never knew.
If only I'd shown him there was a way to work together, instead of just telling him that he was wrong. Maybe we'd still be friends.
A way to work together.
Even the double gear system can be a tool for good, if used properly. But using it properly requires proper judgment. Wily's dream of developing technology to make any robot into a hero could become reality if used by you. I'm trusting you, Mega Man. Oh, I almost forgot something very important. I've just finished giving Rush a good tune-up. He's all ready to head out with you. Rush! Rush, help Mega Man.
A nerf.
Keep him safe.
Yeah.
Be a good boy
Just
now.
got done nerfing Rush. Here you go.
We've got this, Rush.
They can use him for half the time, a quarter of the time you used to use him.
Yeah, for real. I know, like, I barely use him. Even, like, in the little speedruns I've seen, like, he just runs out of energy so fast.
Yeah, like, it's like you can only use him once, and you gotta really think hard about how you use him.
I mean, I guess that's fine. I guess I don't want you totally cheesing the game. Like, you know, fair enough, but I don't know. Just seems a little overkill, I guess.
Reactor's running unusually well.
Yeah.
Okay, Mega.
Yo, Mega! Can I interest you in some parts?
Oh, I did buy this. Okay. What else do I want?
Sure,
Sure.
this is what you want, buddy? And there you have it! Part complete!
The animations are so awesome.
Have
They
you
just look
played-
so well done.
Have you played this game with the instrumental track on, or?
Last night, you know, funny story here. I lost my receipt for... I got this game at GameStop. I lost my receipt where that had the pre-order bonuses, which were the instrumental tracks. I spent like half the day yesterday trying to find that receipt. No joke, it was a real big mess. Like, I was looking through the garbage and stuff to see if I threw it out.
That sucks.
It turned up. I don't know how it turned up eventually, because, like... Okay, this is the weirdest thing of it all. After looking for it for hours, it suddenly just turned up at my computer desk. I don't know how it got there, but just, like, it just turned up there. I was asking my family members, did you guys leave it there? They all said no, you know, we had nothing to do with that. So, it just... I don't know, a mega miracle or something.
Yeah, it's an October miracle. Classic Jack Skellington is looking out for you. He's like, my son, here you go, the receipts for your copy of Mega Man 11.
Something like that. Oh, you can get a lot more out of this weapon by charging it.
Oh yeah. I like this weapon a lot too. I love all of them. Like, really, I honestly do think these are like some of the best like Mega Man weapons ever. I think they're all just really fun and really good. Honestly,
you know, to me, they tie with 9. 9 has some phenomenal weapons, too.
9, definitely. If this game just had, like, the exploration of 7, with, like, these weapons, like, untouched and everything, I think, honestly, this one would be my favorite.
Yeah. But getting back to the instrumental tracks, I did find... So I did find my receipt eventually. I was able to input the code. And, yeah, I checked those out last night, and this theme in particular, I think is my favorite, with the instrumental.
Yeah, I think they sound way better than the normal version.
Agree, yeah. Like, it was a mixed bag for me.
Yeah. Beautiful man. Killed him. They just sound really nice.
Bro saying, oh yeah, Capcom did develop a Nightmare Before Christmas game. You mean Mega Man X6, or what? It come, like, directly before Christmas, and it had the Nightmare system.
Oh man, you're right. I could actually play this. They made that game? I'm kind of surprised they made that game, because that game, it's so weird, because it's a Disney Nightmare Before Christmas game, but it plays like Devil May Cry. Like, what a weird combination. Ah, come on.
That happened.
How many lives do I got? Oh, oops. No, go away.
Oh, yeah? The amiibo yet?
Oh, yeah, we did that earlier.
Breaking up. Testing, testing.
Yeah.
Sting. What did the Mega Man amiibo unlock?
It just gives you items. So the Mega Man from Smash Brothers, when I tapped it in, it gave me a 1-up. And you can use other characters that aren't Mega Man. Like I tapped in a Splatoon one and it gave me a life up. So I haven't got the Mega Man 11 amiibo unfortunately yet, because I didn't want to get the collector's edition because I wanted the game digital. And, you know, can't have it both ways, so.
Yeah, right.
The reactor's running unusually well.
Okay, Mega. Lucky.
Yo, Mega, can I interest you in some parts?
Put on an impression.
Huh?
Sure this is what you want, buddy?
Impression.
And there you have
Oh
it.
yeah, what can I say? Pretty good.
Okay, Mega.
Yo, Mega, can I interest you in some Sure this is what you want, buddy? And there you have it.
Oh wait. Which one did I just buy? I don't even know if I want that one. Okay, so we beat Electric Man. We're going here.
Yeah.
So I guess if he... Okay, I didn't realize I'd end with Blast Man. But, that's the way it is, I guess.
Oh. The most useful weapon in the game you're saving for last.
Oh, whoops. Oh, that's the one I had on. Oh, I didn't want that one.
Oh, don't have that on, gosh.
Yeah, well... Ooh, hey.
Starting with rather bad health now, aren't you?
Yep. Yeah, I think the only thing I don't like about the double gear system is when you do both at the same time. I think that power-up is pretty worthless, to be honest.
Wait, you can do both at the same time?
Yeah, when you're low health.
I didn't know that.
See, that's just how worthless it is. See right now, under my health over there? See how the
Yeah.
gear is turning? If I activate both, I get to have both of them out for a short time. But, if I don't kill whoever I'm fighting, or whatever, or I mean, well, just after a while, it'll just leave you in a really powered down state. Here, might as well use it on these guys. That charges way faster though.
Oh,
But yeah.
gotcha.
So see, now I can only shoot one at a time. I gotta wait for the thing to cool off. So, yeah,
While it's going, can you turn it off?
no,
Oh, yeah, that's,
it's pretty worthless. You have
Yeah,
to be
that is kinda
super
bad.
low health to use it.
oh, dang. You would think you're giving enough to the system by just being low health. Like, you know, isn't that taking enough away from you?
Yeah. Oh, that's the worst death! Got killed by an eggshell.
Okay, see, I found out about that supercharge attack, but it wasn't through having low health. It was through getting that, the super item, you know, when you beat the game and you get those two, like, 3,000 bolt, items in the shop. One lets you use the power gear infinitely, and the other lets you have infinite weapon energy.
Which are both really fun.
They were super fun. I bought the power gear one first, and I was experimenting with that on and off. And if you charged it long enough, normally, if you're just charging it normally, you don't have to have low health. Then you can access the supercharge attack that you would get with low health.
Oh yeah, you can this move. Well, it takes forever, but you can do that without it, without the low health thing.
How's that possible? Because it takes so long to charge.
That's how.
Last
You
second.
have to pretty much use the whole meter. So.
Okay, I didn't know that before.
Yeah.
So I found out
didn't
about
know
that after I
either.
beat the game.
I didn't know that until this morning when I was like messing around with that. I'm like, well, hey, I didn't know it did that. And then I tried it out with the regular one. I'm like, oh, okay, so that's how you do it.
Yeah, I mean, the problem with that is that you have to start charging from the second you activate it.
Yeah.
A bit inconvenient. But I did use that against a boss once, and it wiped out about a third of health. Which, you know, it's good, I guess, but it's not a... I feel like it's an equal return on your investment.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of... Have you used it against Bounce Man?
Oh, I've used it against... Ask.
Against who?
And why do you ask?
Oh, because if you use it against Bounce Man, it's like the same as hitting him with Impact Man. He goes into pieces.
Wow, okay, huh.
Yeah. I knew that was gonna happen. Oh yeah. I will say one good thing about this super powered up thing. Kills that guy.
Yeah, I usually just use Blast Man's weapon against the Gabio wall.
Yeah. Oh, man.
You don't want to waste all that before Tundra, man.
But I
You
killed
do.
him. So I was kind of thinking about this the other day, or last night, I guess. I do like with the you know, the Mega Man Star Force thing. It was just a placeholder, and which is really unfortunate because I don't know much about Star Force, but either way, it's still a shame to lose something like that. So I was kind of thinking about it last night, though. Like the only reference to another Mega Man game in this game that still lives is the reference to Legends now. With the car.
The car, right. Which I think is a reference to Legends, and I talked a bit earlier. I know, I talked a bit earlier about how some folks were kind of thinking differently. You know, comparing it to the support car and noticing these differences between the two models. But I think it's a reference. And yeah, in that respect, you're right, that it is quite notable that that's kind of the only remaining thing, you know, that is Legends.
Yeah.
Too, that it's like, it's just thrown in there, you know? Like, it's kind of just out of nowhere you get that, that support card. Love how you can slide under that guy.
Oh, it's a sniper. Man, I forgot this game had spikes, or not this game, but this level had spikes in it. I don't know. I said it earlier in the stream. I'm so glad this game wasn't just like, well, you know what? We haven't developed Mega Man in a while. What do people like in Mega Man? Oh, they like spikes. Just put them everywhere. Bada bing, bada boom. There. They got a good level. Like, like there's like
I feel like
hardly any spikes in this game. Which I like.
You know what there's an overabundance of, though, in place of spikes?
Hits.
No. Gabio walls. There are Gabio
yeah.
walls everywhere.
That is true. I don't know, maybe it's just
Much
because
rather...
I got done playing all the X games, which, like, are in love with spikes, but especially that one final room at X8 will be burned in my mind forever with how many freaking spikes there are. Just amazes me. Like, they're just like, okay, well, we're out of time. It's
Cap 2, that's cool.
It's yeah, most enemies that are invincible can be taken out with that thing. Okay.
Nice. What's that X8 stage?
The final one. No,
Fun,
not that
yeah.
way.
Yeah, that was fun. That was real fun.
Alright, whatever. Like the one right before you go fight Sigma at the end. There's,
Yeah,
like,
I know what
all
you
the
mean. I know which
purple-
one.
Yeah, all those like spikes. I'm just like, wow. I don't know. I'm still not a big fan of that game, but.
It's renewed your code, C. Felix? Well, good for you. It's a great code. Not sure how much I'd enjoy those instrumental tracks in comparison to the actual, the originals, but yeah, they were great. I like them.
Yeah, they sound so much nicer. Get out of here. Don't even look at it. I love this background, by the way, with the dinosaur. Looks super cool.
That's really nice. The backgrounds in general are all really well done.
Yeah. I think this game is a pretty nice art style. Some people still knocking it. I don't know. I don't think they're looking at it enough. I still think it looks great.
I guess it's kind of hard to reconcile it with all the... I mean, we have so many great-looking platformers these days that have kind of knocked it out of the ballpark with these hand-drawn sprites and whatnot. So I guess it is kind of hard to reconcile that between all those other art styles, which are, you know, specifically the HD sprites and whatnot.
I don't know. If
I think it's important to recognize that Mega Man has its own distinct art style, and this is right in accord with that.
Yeah. I don't even want to get this. This just seems like such overkill. But whatever. Like how many more can I hold? Oh, you still hold 9. Okay, now you can hold 9 at weapons. That's all it really did then. It just made this go up to 9. This is still what? What a waste. But we'll grab some of these for laughs.
Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure?
Eddie's actually pretty good.
Already. Are you sure? Ta-da! Are you
I
sure?
only used them like once, but I was pretty impressed.
Good luck out there, Mega.
Just, I didn't use him because I thought he'd just, like, well, you'd summon him, he'd drop a useless item, and then take off, like, normal.
Well, here, let me show you what he does.
For my intellectual,
Yeah. For your next run.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and... Oh, I love the aesthetic here a lot. It's really cool. I like especially this version of the song. I don't know. I really liked it. I really just wish this was the original soundtrack. It sounds so much better. Okay, so let's just go
change
ahead.
it really easily.
Let's just go ahead and just do some of this. Alright, now let's call Eddie.
Okay, huh.
Yeah, see?
Wow, 4,
Yeah.
5.
See? I told you, he's pretty good in this game.
Holy crap, that's nuts.
Yeah. I keep forgetting to use him, but he's really good.
Be right there. I'd have no idea he would go on to 5. That's crazy. So wonderful that the charge shot can actually do something to shielded enemies in this game.
Yeah.
Bring out the time stopper. Oh wow, you were gutsy in getting those bolts. Is it? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
I know, right? That's what I was thinking when I first saw that. Yeah, so you can do that.
Oh.
Oh yeah, and then for this part, when it goes all dark, you can get in this.
Nice. Good shot. That did the job for me. So that lightens the area up too.
Yeah. Also, can I say I love that look on their face, like they're like, I can't believe you hit me.
Top of that shielded enemy the first time, and it didn't work out so well. Like when he has his shield up, thought you can jump on it, but gutsy and using the weaknesses against the mini bosses here. Like if you when you do that, you have nothing left for the boss.
Oh, do I? Oh,
Or on this thing too. I mean, if you want to go that route. Alright, okay. Got a gutsy man here, folks. Oh, yeah, that's fun.
Yeah,
I love that
hate
part right there.
I hate that, yeah.
I mean, like, the first 2 times I did it.
Yeah, I died on that a lot. The
He's
checkpoint
so
is so
stupid.
far back, too. It really sucks.
Yeah, the checkpoints, I'd like to talk about those for a bit, actually. I want to see how you do this. No, you're not going to go for the E-Tank?
Oh,
Okay.
I don't want it. I don't need it.
In this game, I think, leaves much to be desired. And, that they could do...
Oh, you... I forgot I had him! My baby bird! Yes! No! Okay, round 2. My beautiful bird child. To the rescue. Oh, yeah. There we go.
Basement leaves much to be desired, I think.
The only level I really think the checkpoints are really bad are in this stage, but that's just because it's so short. So there's only like really one checkpoint.
Huh. And sometimes when you kill several enemies with one charge shot, you have low odds to get an item roulette. Huh.
I thought I was gonna hit that enemy and die. I would have been so mad. How many lives do I got? Oh, I got 5. Okay, I'm just gonna die. Come here, baby.
Perhaps you will be a challenge. Torch Jutsu, the flaming breath. Hiya! Hey! Hi, hi, hey!
Oh no, I can't believe I died.
Fix that slide problem that I was talking about in the demo. I was happy with the slide in this.
One more. There we go.
You were thinking, yeah. Well, that's convenient.
Told you Eddie was good.
Does he drop E-Tanks?
Don't know.
To the fist of flame! Hey! Hiya! Hey! Hi, hi, hi! Burn! Power! Hey! Got it done! Come on!
Get out of here.
Torch Jutsu forever!
Also, Eddie's really cheap too, so I think that adds more value to him. Almost done here.
And antics, and there are a lot of antics in Blast Man stage.
Okay, Mega.
Yo, Mega! Can I interest you in some parts?
I got a lot.
Okay, Mega.
Wow, have I really bought every upgrade that I can?
Can I interest you in some
Wow,
parts?
I have. I still have 3,000.
Okay, Mega. What'll it be?
That's the power of playing this game on a Saturday, I
Are you
guess.
sure?
I'll refill up on Eddie.
Are you sure? Ta-da! Are you sure? Are you sure?
Beat
Are you sure? Ta-da!
already.
Good luck out there, Mega.
Okay. I haven't tried this one
Are
yet.
you
Let's
sure? Ta-da! Already. Good
Yeah, I haven't tried it out either. You want to know something funny? On my first playthrough of this game, I didn't buy any of the healing items from the shop. I bought, like, the equipable items I bought, but I didn't buy any of the E-tanks or life-ups or anything like that, because I wanted to make it harder on myself. So yeah, come the Wily stages, I didn't have any E-tanks to use. While all those Wily stages without using one E-tank. I could have bought E-tanks, but I was like, you know, bragging rights are on the line. I gotta go for this.
Yeah.
Longer than the average person to beat this game.
Eh. I do find it really weird that lives and E-tanks don't respawn.
Yeah, I know, it's so odd. And so it applies to lives too, then?
Yep. Like that one on Blockman stage, that little evil Eddie that carries the thing, like he just runs with nothing.
Now that you mention it, I remember that. Right. You know, there's only one precedent for that kind of thing in Mega Man history, and you know what that game was?
Mega Man and Base.
That game was Street Fighter Cross Mega Man. The fan game. When you pick up an E-tank, it doesn't respawn, so they're like, you know, one-time things, which was also received as rather weirdly by the community at the time.
Clearly this game is fan-made.
I mean, that's not entirely wrong, is it? Because, you know, people who designed this game, they all grew up with Mega Man.
Like, first time I came in here, I was just like, okay. I just did this. I'm like, oh, wait, how come it's not opening? I'm like, oh, it's a boss. I felt so dumb.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you know, the first time I played this stage, I didn't even know you could defeat these guys with weapons.
That too.
The way I damaged them and eventually beat them was by firing their little, soldier guys back at them, you know, because that triggers an explosion. Till I got to the challenges in this game, and, you know, like those challenges where you can get the medals, where I figured out that you could defeat them with an L.
Yeah. I just thought it was funny. I just thought they were just an obstacle.
Yeah, I know, they look like a hazard. I used block on these guys the first time, and I continue to do that to this day.
Like, how is that not the car from Legends? Look at this car and tell me it's not.
I'm not gonna tell you it's not, because I think it is.
I just don't understand how people can say it's not. You just look at it.
Play the car. Look how out of place it looks.
It really does. That's why
It's so unsuited to the style.
Even more reason to make it intentional. I mean, like, come on.
It just doesn't look like it fits in here at all.
Ah!
We're saying
That has weird, like, hitbox properties. Like, sometimes it doesn't hit you, sometimes it does. Like, you can walk past it and you'll be fine.
under it. That's what I do. You know, like I'll see that thing on the road and just slide under it. Usually you can get out of there without taking a hit. How many spikes there are in this game.
There's so, like, little. I don't know. I'm glad, because spikes are just dumb level design. I mean, it could be fine, but just going, oh, spikes is stupid.
Yeah, it seems like, pits take the place of spikes.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's
here.
That's more fair.
I mean, you see, it's funny because, You know, pits essentially do the same thing as spikes, but somehow they're still less intimidating.
Well, because, I mean, you can't put pits on the wall.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, look at those spikes up there. You can put them anywhere. You can't just put bottomless pits anywhere.
Yeah.
They have to make some degree of sense.
You know, the electric traps in Fuse Man stage, those aren't one-hit kill. Like, you can jump on them and, you know, they'll damage you, but they won't kill you. And same thing with... That's the case with not just spikes, but also one-hit kill hazards. I'm also thinking of not just Fuse Man stage, where there are those electric traps, but also Acid Man stage. You know, where the enemy will fire that bullet into the water, and it'll turn it into, like, an acid water. That's not one-hit kill either. It only does damage to you.
Oh,
There's
I died so many times here.
Really?
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. Just like, if you don't go fast enough, these platforms just become so tiny. And it's hard to go, but... Glad I was able to conquer my fear there. Alright, how many lives do I have? I'll probably just make it easier on myself.
Time to begin the countdown! What's wrong? Don't be a dud!
Oh no, I got hit. Oh no!
Gotta get good, man.
Good
Saying I'm getting a good investment on that Bolt Booster already. Well, good for you.
Yeah, man.
Buy those those special items after you beat the game, and those cost a pretty penny.
Pretty short fuse. Explosion is art.
Kinda does, huh?
Oh, man. Blast Man's weakness is never wants to cooperate with you when you're fighting him.
Power gear.
Well, you know what? We have a lot of these. I'll just use it.
Oh yeah, that was another thing I was impressed by when playing this game. The weapon tank, it restores the energy out of all your weapons.
Yeah.
That was really striking to me, because in Mega Man 10 it didn't do that. It just refilled one weapon of your choice.
Well, in some games it does it all, and some games it doesn't, so... I was also like, okay, what's it gonna do? And it did all of them, I'm like, alright, good.
Well, see, right, and that is the thing. In different games it does different things, so...
Yeah. It's
kind of like a
hard to
crapshoot
tell.
here.
Yeah, it's like, is this gonna be a good weapon tank, or is it gonna be a...
Yeah. You know, he's done so many different things in different games, from dropping one item, like in Mega Man 3, or was I Mega Man 4? No, I think it was 3. From dropping just, like, a bunch of items, Man 8, I think he dropped 3? Or was it only 1?
He's totally vanished, Mega Buddy! Maybe he decided to turn tail and run!
Yeah, that's it.
Huh?
I don't know. Otto needs his logic circuits tested if he thinks that Dr. Wily would turn tail and run.
Could it be?
Because Otto's a big, stinky coward.
Indeed it could. My genius neither runs nor hides.
Wily!
Light than you, Mega Man. How dare you use my double gear system? Now you've crossed the line. I'll turn you into scrap myself. I'm at point E1685578. Come to my gear.
Does anyone know what that number reference is? You know it's referencing something.
Gear Fortress. That's all we needed. I'm heading out, Dr. Light.
It's time to finish this. Good luck, Mega Man. It's up to you to stop Dr. Wily.
Yes, sir.
You can do it, Mega Man!
Mega, be careful out there.
that's the code to get to the secret in Mega Man 9. The one I said Skilling was talking about.
Where do you input it then?
That's another secret.
Okay, Mega. What'll it
Yo,
be?
Mega!
Wasn't that great? Secret upon secret.
Okay, Mega. What'll it be?
They just keep stacking up,
Are
folks.
you sure?
What is a Mega Man?
Already.
It's the miserable
Good luck out
pile
there,
of
Mega.
secrets. I got so much.
What could it be for one of the older titles?
Already.
I don't know, though. It's hard to say. I mean, come on, you know it's a reference, though.
Maybe.
Has anyone tried calling it yet?
I don't know if there's enough numbers for your phone number. I like his castle. I think it looks cool.
Like the castle, because it takes out a very important part that's been established in Wily Castles from the first game. Is the pipe. Every Wily Castle has this little, like, 90-degree angle pipe that goes out, that juts out from a certain point. I looked everywhere on this castle, and I can't find it anywhere.
Oh, do they?
Yeah. You know, I think the only other game that omitted that was Mega Man 9. They left it out for there, too. It was put back in Mega Man 10, but Mega Man 9 didn't have it, and this game doesn't have it. But those are like the only two games. Every single Wily Fortress has had that little 90-degree angle pipe jutting out from a certain point.
We'll have to look for it.
So, yeah, the Mega Man Network wrote an article on it years and years ago. Might have even been 10 years ago.
Maybe.
Oh yeah, see, Felix noted that too. There's no mystery pipe. Mystery pipe, indeed. It is very mysterious because we don't know what it's used for. Like, is that just the
Mario?
point where Wily lets out his laundry? I don't know.
Yeah.
Eight? Oh, was it like that with 8 too? Okay, let me check. But I legitimately don't know about that. I think you're right, C. Felix. I don't see the pipe on the Mega Man 8 Fortress either. That lends more validity to Josh's notion that Mega Man 8 is, not the best game. Best game, and he says the worst game ever made.
Yep,
That
no.
says something about our good friend here.
That says something about our society.
Its pipes rooted Wily Tower to its foundations. Outside the evil energy, he probably used geothermal energy to power his fortress. He says that about every game that owns him. That makes complete sense, yes.
Oh!
Oh boy.
My baby bird! This is where it saved me on my first playthrough. I forgot I had it. It saved me right there.
I must have gone through the stage about 10 times, if not more.
Really?
Again, I was going without E-Tanks for the Yellow Devil fight. I beat Yellow Devil without using an E-Tank.
Yeah, when I found him, I'm like, oh man, again? This guy?
Yeah. You know, it was a bit...
Oh, fine.
My point of view when I noticed that his block pattern is the exact same as it is in Mega Man 1.
It would be.
And I have memorized that pattern by now. So, I mean, initially it was, I mean, upon seeing Yellow Devil, you can't help but be a bit perturbed.
Yeah.
But when I noticed that his pattern was the same, I was like, okay, you know, I got this. I've done this so many times in Mega Man 1 that this is just, you know, second nature to me now.
Ah,
and
whatever,
it was
Pete,
kind
save
of...
me. That's my last one.
See, God.
Glad I bought him. Or do I have another one? Oh, I do have another one. My beautiful baby bird child.
Bro saying, I say blah to all your pipe talkery. Get these pipes. They're a core foundation of our hop on the fragile ones. That's a lot easier.
Oh, we're done.
You can take there. You can either hop on the fragile ones which have no enemies along it, or you can hop on the stable ones which have enemies around every corner. I prefer the fragile ones because, I mean, you've plenty of time to hop off them.
Okay,
He's shooting you from every
The
corner.
only thing I don't know about this Yellow Devil is his weakness.
No, his weakness?
No.
Powered up blast, particularly. If you don't use powered up blast, this is going to take a long time. Where you have to beat him, you know, challenge with, where you have to beat him in under a minute. But I did it. Beat him under a minute, though. You can't use the time stopper when you're using his block attack. It's a really drawn-out fight. The last one in this number you can attack.
Yeah, I know.
Why didn't that work? Oh, you used it the wrong timing. Yeah, that's essential too if you want to beat him in under a minute. On there. That's gonna get a lot harder now. Aw.
Yeah, here.
Nice.
That's honestly, that's one of the easier ones, but I was still like, no, why him?
Yeah.
I just hate him so much.
Block attack is even faster than it is in Mega Man 1.
Yeah.
So, I mean, in that respect, he is kind of harder, but yeah. Flash Bomb made a mess of the Green Devil almost as much as Thunderclaw. Yeah. When I heard that roar, I was like, no, not him, says C. Felix.
You and me both, brother. I want to get more drops.
Hey, Commander Ike, welcome aboard. Welcome aboard, I mean. Commander Ike saying, in this game, a lot of things are much faster because you have a Witch Time button.
Yeah. Maybe that's why I like this game so much, because I like Bayonetta. Gotta take it slow.
Okay, you know the secret.
Yeah, that's the first thing I tried.
Oh, that sniper Joe gonna nail ya? Hey! Quick thinking.
Every once in a while. Oh no! See,
Was
just
sniped by
once
the
at a time.
sniper.
Ah man, it's gonna be way back.
I've been meaning to memorize the analog commands for the weapon switching.
He does drop E-tanks.
Oh, holy crap! He does drop
Wow.
E-tanks.
All right, this is the best Eddie confirmed now.
Seriously, yeah. He finally learned his lesson.
It's I sometimes I know it. I'm just so used to pause screaming. It's that right stick controls. The easiest way to remember it is just where the bosses are on the stage select, because they align.
Yeah.
God.
Road.
Proper shout-outs to the shield in this game, by the way. It's a pretty good shield.
It's pretty interesting.
And the only thing I don't like about it is that there's a delay in the time that it takes to come up. It's a pretty solid shield for the most part. But yeah, this is a fun part. 3 Sniper Joes in one sitting.
Alright, bye.
That on screen with you. You know, like if you're changing screens, the shield stays with you. And that's particularly helpful when you're gonna fight that Impact Man. Because you can go right into the boss cave with that shield and it's wonderful.
Yeah. No, that's really cool. I'm glad they did that.
Waiting for them to bring back, though, we're talking about bosses and what you can do before you encounter them to prepare yourself for the fight. Mega Man and Bass was the only game that had this feature, but it was a wonderful feature, and I've been waiting for it to come back for years and years and years. Little sequences where the bosses are kind of coming out and like introducing themselves, coming on screen. During that little sequence, you could switch weapons with the L and R buttons. And Mega Man's just standing there, and while you're waiting for the boss to, you know, get the move on, you can change your weapons to the proper weakness. They had that in Mega Man and Bass, and it has appeared in no other game since. Back in this game, but sadly no.
Yeah, you could do that in like a lot of the X games too.
Hey, huh?
I've never even seen what that enemy does. That's like literally the first thing I tried when I saw him. Like, I seriously have no idea.
To know.
Yeah.
Mega Man will get access to the gears now? That's a good question. Yeah.
I hope so. I think they're pretty fun.
Speed gear.
Ah,
That didn't work.
ow. Can I help you, Bonkers?
Speed gear.
I weak to the ball for whatever reason.
Speed gear.
Ah, I dropped something. I think those things are in every level now that you mention it.
The walls.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there are tons of them. I mean, I just found it if I wasn't like constantly thinking of it was like at a point I found myself constantly thinking or wondering, man, I wonder what these guys are weak against. Man, I wonder what these guys are weak against. And that's when I started noticing that, man, I'm encountering these guys a lot, aren't I? I should probably find their weakness. Tons of them. Tons of them.
Oh.
Yeah, here.
Achievement for something.
Weak to impact, although it's kind of
Nice.
a bit hard to use it against them. Damage too, isn't it?
Speed gear.
Use that just in case. Yeah, nah, the ball definitely does way more.
I guess I shouldn't use impact next time then, and I mean, it's a good way to avoid getting extra hits, I'll say that much. I wish I knew Ball did just as much damage, because it's a lot safer.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's like, you know, whatever the Electric Man guy's name is. Both electric. All makes sense.
But yeah, they both rely on electricity, don't they? I don't know why I didn't think of that.
See? I told you. Also, I find it interesting you can go to the shop at this
reactor's
point.
running unusually
No
well
consequence.
today. We can create. The reactor's running unusually
And,
well.
I guess
take the Wily stages at your own pace.
I interest you in
Yeah.
some
Okay, Mega. What'll it be? Are you
Mega
sure?
Man 10, it was all in one go, but if you played on easy mode, you could take them at your own pace.
Are you sure? Ta-da! All ready.
I don't even need that
Good
anymore
luck
now.
out there, Mega.
Alright, I'm just gonna die because I don't have any lives. Oh, I can't believe you hit me. Ah, I can't believe you hit me. Ow. 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 Ah.
We are getting hit a lot.
Oh. Ah, I'm gonna die. Ah.
Man.
One hit. No.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Man, the developers are so cheap to make such a
Guys.
hard section, but right before the boss rush.
I know. What's wrong with these guys? Hey, God, come on, Capcom. Get it together.
Seriously.
It's impossible. Alright, whatever. I'll try it again, I guess. I'm not liking this game anymore now. I'm just gonna give it a Mega Man 11 out of 10, but now I'm gonna give it a Mega Man 8 out of 10. The worst score I could possibly give a classic Mega Man 10.
Oh, you're really firing the shots here.
trying to take my spotlight? You're skating on thin ice. Elegant! Dodge if you can. Don't blink. Speed gear. Over.
Oh, oops. Hit the wrong button. He died.
How can I refuse? Assault and battery. Power up.
There we go.
Short circuit!
Woo!
What are you doing here? You're just another brick in the wall.
Speed gear.
To save this guy's weakness for a second phase.
Yeah. Yeah,
No,
I
I
learned
didn't
that
do it.
earlier. I was like, oh, that's hilarious. I gotta do that. I can't even do anything about it.
Welcome to my chemical paradise. Take an acid bath. Living speed.
There we go.
Perhaps you will be a challenge. Time to begin the countdown. Explosion is art.
Speed gear.
Ah,
This'll be dynamite.
there we go.
My left.
My leg!
Maximum impact.
Trying to make this fight a lot easier. Make sure you're always using, like, you always activate the shield when you're in midair. If you don't, he's likely going to stomp on the ground and interrupt the attack.
Speed gear. Speed gear.
Oh,
Get out of here.
Nice. There we go.
Playtime's over.
Well, there goes the boss rush.
Yep. What can I say except got him?
To me, that it's like you got a whole stage reserved primarily for the boss rush.
Yeah.
Usually there's something right after the boss rush, like a Wily fight of some sort, but not in this game, no.
I thought it was a little lame, to be honest, but it is what it is.
Mega Man.
Funny. I feel like the game kind of loses steam toward the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what can you say?
The Wily stages are alright.
Okay, Mega. What'll it be? Are you sure? Are you sure?
At least I thought there would be,
Are you sure?
like almost every single game with a Wily stage has that additional secret Wily stage after the ones that are shown on the map.
Yeah.
The final one, you know, another one unlocked somewhere else. But yeah, what you see is what you get here in this game.
Not necessarily a bad game. You know,
It's just I mean, you know, games, they establish a precedent and you expect future games to follow that same precedent as the years go on. But hey, that games like this, in the way they establish, you know, that what you see is what you get formula, it leads you not knowing what to expect for the next games. You know, you might be inclined to believe there. Oh, that was. I don't know what led you.
whatever. It's okay. That was a test run.
Run. Most of these gears aren't spinning. Aren't they though?
That's what Omar.
I hate this section because it makes you wait.
Yeah, you have to wait forever.
Wall kick up the section, like the wall there. That would be a lot easier.
Yeah.
Rush jet here. To get there quicker. Fortunately, you can hop off the ride where... Yeah, here you can hop off the ride and just go the rest of the way. That part, anyway. If you're really fast, you can skip this one up. Why didn't you skip it up?
I got scaled. Oh yeah, you gotta fall down. I died in that spike thing, so I wasn't sure where to go. Well, cause it looked weird. Like there was some like in the foreground and the background. I'm like, oh, well, maybe it's a trick and I'm supposed to go in there, but no, I died. So
okay.
I don't know. It looked weird. That's my defense.
Mega Man, congratulations are in order. Congratulations to me, that is. My doppelganger did all the work.
It's true.
Show yourself, Wily! I won't let you get away with all this!
Just try and stop me if you think you can. No mercy, Mega Man.
I love how to the point this whole that whole exchange is.
Yeah.
That did you? I mean, you could have just skipped right to the fight and nothing of value would have been lost. But yeah, I still think it's funny that they had that little exchange there. Blast, in case you're wondering.
What?
I weak to blast.
Is he?
Oh. You know, I don't think I've ever been hit once by that attack. I always just instinctively knew I had to slide. So, you know what to do.
Yeah, I like how he attacks with the little W's.
To get that power gear on, bro. had to go through this fight so many times because I didn't have E-Tank.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I thought there'd be a third fight, though. You know, if you're
Yeah.
gonna usually... In Mega Man games, usually when you reserve the final stage for a Wily fight only, and there's no boss rush, 3 Wily fights, you know, to make up for the fact that there was no boss rush beforehand. But this game kind of breaks the mold again. It's reserved primarily for the Robot Masters, but the final fight is not a 3-way boss fight, so it's also unique. You seem to know this guy's weakness.
Well, it's like always his weakness.
I thought the balls would be his weakness. Just because he seems to, for some reason, he's always weak to those, pound attacks. Oh. Man, you were doing really well in this fight.
Keep missing him. Time.
That was a really good second fight.
It was
Really
alright.
good.
I think I did better my first time.
Give up, Wily.
But yeah, that's got to be like the easiest Wily.
No choice. Time for Plan B.
And that's why I thought there'd be a third fight. You know,
Oh, I do
pretty
like
simple.
that.
Spare me. I'm a helpless old man. Mercy, Mega Man.
Enough! You can't fool me that easily.
Not this time.
Drat. But don't act so cocky. I didn't lose to you. I lost to my own technology, my double gear. I'm the greatest. I'm a genius.
My, will you never learn from your
Exchange is
mistakes?
just comic relief.
Light. What are you doing here? You plagiarist.
Open your eyes, Wily. Look at Mega Man and tell me what you see.
All I see
You know,
is the instrument of my downfall.
We're not getting all anime here.
Mega Man wields tremendous power, but he has the intelligence.
He's
to
not
use
going to
it
submit to the
wisely.
stereotypical converted bad guy role.
Combined, if our ideas, our gears could mesh together, Mega Man would be the result. We achieve this together. It's not too late, Albert. Atone for your crimes and join me again.
Silence! My plans have only just begun, you fool! And I won't stop until I see both of you kneeling before me in utter defeat!
Bye-bye.
Hold it, Wily!
Remember this! Dr. Wily always strikes again!
Mega Man 12 confirmed right there. See?
Yeah,
It's happening.
I know. Capcom had an opportunity there to wrap it up,
My
but
old
they...
friend, perhaps our gears will
Not
never
to.
mesh together.
Doctor, the fortress is collapsing!
Ah! I've been searching all over the place for you.
Ah, Otto! Did you succeed?
All good, Doc.
Yeah, see, Felix, I agree. See, Felix is saying here, this is one reason I love Dr. Wily as a comical villain. You can't find any reason to hate him, but he always has something to have you laugh at him.
Exactly.
He's a comedic villain, you know. He's like those
That's
ones you encounter from time to time in Shakespeare, who are just there to give you a laugh, you know, comedic villains.
and so it makes them fun like Bowser and you know, unlike, or what am I trying to say? It makes him fun like Bowser, but he's not dumb like how Sigma shows up all the time. Because Sigma's meant to be
Right.
taken seriously, and I can only believe somebody could die so many times. I mean, I know Zero's guilty of it too, but I don't know.
You're supposed to take Zero seriously because he's serious.
Yeah.
Serious. I mean, he's determined, but he's not serious. It was a bit of a missed opportunity not having Base in here and have him using the double gear system. I know there are a lot of when you think about it, there were quite a number of missed opportunities. Base being one of them. Proto Man, I think, was another one. Although I think it's possible they'll be integrated into DLC at some point, maybe.
Hopefully.
Yeah, those two are out of the picture. And, yeah, not a whole lot going on when you think about it. It's a very simple Mega Man game. You know, and it has these little things that kind of reinvent the wheel, I guess. Well, especially, well, reinvent the gear, I guess I should be saying, rather.
Woo!
But, you know, usually, for the most part, it kind of sticks to the same formula. You know, not really doing a whole lot. I mean, it brings new graphics to the scene. It brings, you know, some new gameplay. And, you know, the presentation is very smooth and, nice. But the actual content, I feel, is, you know, it doesn't change things up too much. And I want to say it's a very, it's a Mega Man game. Yeah. That's really the feeling I came away with after finishing this game. It's a Mega Man game.
It is that, but I say it's a really good one, though. I love this game.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. I guess I was expecting to see a bit more in terms of, especially the Wily stages and the ending.
Yeah.
And ultimately, I think the feeling you come away with when you finish a game are, it has a lot to do with those final moments, you know, in the game. If I were just completing it after finishing the 8 Robot Masters, I might have enjoyed it more, but after completing the Wily stages, I felt like there was, I don't know, I guess just, a number of missed opportunities to, like, expand upon the story and maybe do something.
The Wily stages are just a little lackluster. They're really easy.
Yeah, maybe that's it too. I found them really easy as well. With the exception of the first one. Man, that first Wily stage gave me heck.
Yeah, I mean, that was definitely harder because of all the tiny little platforms and you gotta be fast and quick. Everything's shooting at you, but yeah, I don't know. But I really do like this game a lot. I don't have anything like super crazy to say about it, but I don't know. I just like it a lot. I find it a lot of fun. The powers, I think, are definitely my favorite in the whole series. They're all so good, and I love how much they mess around with the environment, and I don't know. It's really good.
Go back to this game and find, and I think it do a lot of experimentation to, you know, increase your appreciation for it. Like, those things about the environment, you're freezing the lava. Yeah. I had no idea you could do that on the first run.
Yeah.
And same thing with blasting those maze structures in Blockman stage. I think a lot of the appreciation you can derive from Mega Man 11 should, you know, is found in that experimentation factor, I guess.
Definitely. It's like how 7 is, where you can like mess around with the environment that way. This game just needed like secret areas and stuff to get. This one really would be my favorite if it had that. Like,
it's a good point too. Not a whole lot of secret routes or, you know, alternate routes or secret areas either.
It's all just, you know, you're going and you're at the end. I mean, which is not a horrible thing, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, 7's my favorite, so of course I'm biased, but I really think that was just such a good addition to like just bringing the level of exploration from X. Like,
it was a great model Mega Man game, 7.
Yeah.
You know, that did a lot, I think, to, well, I mean, it brought the alternate routes, and it didn't change the formula up so much to where it was a different experience, but it struck a good balance there, I think.
I think so, too. I don't know. I like that game a lot, so clearly. If it's my favorite. Clearly I do, but I don't know. If this game was just like... I mean, this game already kind of does feel like a little bit of, like a little bit of the best of 7, a little bit of the best of 9. If it just, like, went, like, just with that, like... You'd get the best one, I think, anyway. You get the level exploration, the alternative routes from 7, and then you already have like the really great powers from 9. I mean, this game has like my favorite in there. 9 has like some of the other best ones too. So I definitely think they got that part right. But
absolutely.
I think some of the like level design in 9's a bit better. It's a bit more creative.
Yeah.
But I still like this game a lot. But yeah, if they just fuse those two games together, I think you get like the perfect one. I would love that game.
To this day, I would still say I like Mega Man 9 better than Mega Man 11.
I would say that too, but this game is definitely close.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
It is, yeah. It does, you know, some things of its own that Mega Man 9 doesn't do, I think you could say that.
Like you get the charge shot in the slide bag, which, you know, thank God.
Yeah, oh my god, that is
Yeah.
key for me, key.
Yeah.
Oh boy, I missed that slide so much. And,
I know.
You know,
I mean, not
something
that,
else I wanted to say.
yeah, it's not that you need the slide to beat 9, but I don't know, still. It's just so nice to have it.
Want to say I do expect, you know, like I do 100% expect that there will be DLC for this game later on.
Yeah, I don't see why there. Excuse me, I don't see why there wouldn't be.
You know, Capcom are the DLC kings.
Yeah.
There's gonna be DLC for Mega Man 11. So, and I think that's gonna kind of make the package a bit more appealing.
Mega Man reporting home.
Right on time, Mega.
And that's the end.
Yeah. But sweet.
Or is it?
At the rate we're going, we should have all 8 robots back on their feet by dinner time.
Rather quirky
Doctor,
ending, isn't
did
it?
you install Mega's double gear system into auto?
Lighthearted ending for a lighthearted
did.
series.
I'll remove it later, of course. Just as soon as Auto's...
Another thing you could say about this game, it was very lighthearted.
So this is why you came all the way to the Gear
You know, I
Fortress.
feel like 7 and 9 especially were, we're getting a bit dark. I mean, Mega Man 7 especially had that really dark going on.
Yeah. Megan's gonna kill Land.
And then in Mega Man 9, you had that whole concept introduced where the Robot Masters have this lifespan,
Yeah.
and they kind of have to accord with the rules of the government to avoid deactivation. Mega Man 10 had that whole Robo-Enza thing with Roll getting sick.
Yeah.
But this game, it's like, from start to finish, it's lighthearted, you know? Like, nothing really to get depressed by at all in this game.
I think that's fine.
Nice change of pace.
Yep, thank you for your playing. You're welcome. If it said
To
that, I
take
would have
that-
lost it.
On Nintendo Switch, right? You could take a screenshot of that picture and edit it to where it's saying, thanks for your playing.
I could do that. Let's see. There it is.
Have to, like, squeeze it in between because you can't edit out the playing part, or... To do this, guys.
This is it.
That
It's like a
picture's
glove.
complete now.
Boom. Can't believe they just did that like that. Why did they do that?
Why didn't they just erase playing and write your? I mean, they had to squeeze in your in between, so now it just looks really crowded.
What the heck, Capcom designers? What's wrong with you guys?
Typo. It's worse that they have to squeeze the typo in there and make it look all cluttered.
Got just about out of them. This screen also, by the way, is exclusive to the Nintendo Switch. So clearly, this game was meant for Nintendo Switch. It's got Amiibo. It's got this exclusive screen. I mean, like, come on. But yeah, because that's the only way to see the achievements.
Roll holding the star.
star.
Is that
Yep.
Is that exclusive to the Switch too?
Yeah, this whole button right here is not in the other versions.
How you like that?
Like all of this is not in here.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm playing it on the Switch too, so I wouldn't know any difference.
Yeah, Protodude pointed that out, and that's what I put under his thing. I'm like, oh, so that means the Switch one's the better one because as an exclusive screen, someone's like, well, you know, that doesn't just mean that. And I'm like, no. Look, it has an exclusive thing. It's the best one. He's like,
yeah, lower resolution.
It's like,
Lower resolution. Who cares about that kind of thing?
Yeah.
That doesn't count.
But yeah, it's also got all these. I haven't really messed with any of them. The funnest thing about all of these, honestly, is like watching the #1 player. Because you can, which one's a fun one? Yeah, I haven't even seen the one here. You can just go to the leaderboards and you can just click on a guy and just watch it. Which I think is fun, because you can see how all the weapons are, like, all crazy.
If you want to do it yourself, you have a great resource.
Yeah.
Go in style. It's perfect. Ooh, smooth transition. Nice transition. It was a bit of a... I'm surprised that they're using the shield dub, because there is a delay there in the time it comes up.
But it's easier to do that to try to hit those enemies.
Impact instead? Like, I guess he's going to use it here to make up. Speed ones, you gotta save. I mean, you could ideally, if you could, you just use one item the whole way through, but if you're going to run out of energy, you kind of have to be careful. Oh, I knew he was going to use Blast. Okay, I got it right there. That's why he didn't use Impact earlier, because he was saving it for that part. He knows what he's doing.
That's why he's number one. Oh.
Holy crap, that was good.
Nice. See, I'm telling you, these are just fun to watch. People are crazy. Oh, lost the world record. Invalidated.
I wonder if that was intentional. Probably not.
Probably not. Didn't look like it.
What I love about Mega Man speedruns is seeing how they always maintain that smooth transition.
Yeah.
Like, keep the flow going, keep the screen moving without stopping. It's just... it's art to watch. Absolute art. Nice. Just spamming it.
Got him. Alright, another thing I do like about this game is it does the new game plus thing, which I like a lot. I think more Mega Man games should do that. Unfortunately, it doesn't do a new game plus, like I wish it would have. But if you go back to a Robot Master, you can actually fight him again, which is cool. So.
Hey, yeah, grab that myself. Yeah, it's fun to look into the character bios too, and find a bit more about the Robot Master's backgrounds. Oh, getting the good stuff.
Oh yeah.
A Blast Man, he apparently writes a article or something. I don't know, he writes some article for some magazine, and that magazine, if you go into Impact Man's bio, you'll find that he reads that very same thing that Blast Man writes.
That's funny.
They're connected. Another thing you'll discover, and C. Felix points this out, Tundra Man was apparently made by Dr. Cossack. Like his bio says, he was made by Cossack Industries or something. So I appreciate that. You know, you could say this game is very light on the story from beginning to end, but I can appreciate that form of world building. You know, that has the story backgrounds for the characters. It's really cool, I think. This is where they're coming from and stuff. And it expands upon the world, too. Like, I dare say that, Twitch/Helium is going to be eating that stuff up, you know? Just digging into those bios and trying to deduce whatever he can about the Mega Man world from those, short little descriptions. Oh, that was a quick save. Thank you very much, C. Felix. That's what I wanted to say. Yeah, that's right, C. Felix. I guess you really couldn't call
Oh, it
these
breaks
Dr. Light
those?
robots.
Huh. It's interesting.
That's good to know. I mean, I don't know how you'd ever find application for that, but...
I don't either, but pretty cool, I guess. There, that's how. Get your revenge.
Seems like whatever weapon you can use against the bosses has some use in the stages as well. I guess you really can't call these all Dr. Light's robots. It seems like they're all made by bosses, and they just
Dr.
somehow
Light
wound up...
taking credit for everything again.
Or he's just, I don't know, running a daycare for robots or something. I don't know.
Dr. Light robot daycare center.
Speed gear.
Dr. Light works with others all the time, and he wants to work together with Dr. Wily again at the end. It's true, but, associate themselves with a guy who steals credit all the time.
Yeah. Dr. Light is secretly the baddest guy imaginable. Not even a
I mean, there are fan theories out there that back up that notion.
I can't believe you can break that whole thing. That's crazy. Can you break things?
How would you even experiment with that? I mean, there are no enemies there. Why would you think about using... Like, how would you even accidentally use, Last Man's weapon on that structure? I mean, you have to be really thinking outside the box there.
No.
Right, and this shows that, yes, Dr. Wily's research has good credibility, but his pride kind of blinds him a bit. If you think of it, Wily kind of wins this time around. You're right there. I mean, you can't argue with what he said about, him losing to his own system, his own, you know, technology.
Yeah,
that double gear system was kind of Dr. Light's. Like, I think he put his own modifications on it, too, so I don't know what to say there.
Solid job getting here. He'll drop you like a ton of bricks.
The hard way. I mean, it really does pain me so much to see the slow version of that attack.
I know. It's pretty awful.
So slow, and then the explosions are so small unless you spread them
Probably good
out.
right here. There.
I mean, even there, why wouldn't you use a full charged attack?
Because it's already on him. If you throw out the big one, it's going to get stopped by one of the blocks.
Yeah.
I feel like you can go back to the stage, you can fight the guy, and you have all your powers. It's fun to mess around with, especially with the 2 upgrades that I just bought that literally break this game in half, but... I mean, when you beat the game, why not? You know, that's what I think is really fun. You just...
And it doesn't only break it in half, it breaks it into pieces.
Yeah. So, I don't know how to get these extra parts here, though.
I have a question about New Game Plus, because I haven't experimented much with that mode yet. Can you carry over the power-ups, like the equipable power-ups, into the
This
New Game?
is New Game Plus. It's basically just going back and doing the stage with all the stuff. I mean, it's not literally a New Game Plus, but it's keeping everything, being able to... It's Restage Play Plus. Replay Plus. There you go.
Okay, I was a bit confused. There isn't a actual New Game Plus?
No.
I mean, if you're accomplishing the same purpose in the after game, then I mean, why would you want it?
Yeah.
Well, did you want to show off anything else?
Well, there's not too much else. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I don't know. I liked it a lot. I mean, I don't know what else to say, but I feel like me not saying anything really crazy about it makes it sound not as good, but it is really good. I mean, clearly everybody here likes Mega Man. If you liked any other title, then I don't see any reason why you wouldn't like this one. I think it's.
I mean, I think your inability to say much about this game is a testament to the fact that it is a tried and true actual Mega Man game. You know, like it's so much a Mega Man game to where you can't really find words to distinguish it from the other Mega Man games. You know?
Yeah.
Praise this game for everything you liked about it, you'd essentially be just tying everything back to previous games and not saying anything new.
Yeah, I mean, there's not really a whole lot to complain about. I think everything's just really good. I don't know. The power is definitely my favorite, like I've said before. So I hope,
great stuff.
I hope, you know, when they make a new one, I really hope they keep that new power mentality, and don't be like going from Mega Man 9 to 10, where only a couple of them are alright. You have like one of the worst weapons in the series by the same guys who made 9, and yeah, so hopefully that doesn't happen. But yeah, I'd be really happy to see if they had some DLC. I kind of wish there was level exploration. Proto Man and Base would have been cool, but lack of multiplayer. Does this game really need multiplayer though? I don't think so.
I really think so.
I think it's fine without it.
Running unusually well today.
Okay, Mega. What would it be?
Say that.
But 20XX is different.
20XX for the primary reason that it's not Mega Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think in summary we could say that they got the vanilla right, so they could probably work on the chocolate now.
Yeah, they got like the whole source right, really. I mean, yeah, I don't know.
I mean to say that since they got the basic formula right, we know that they're competent in tackling, hopefully, other Mega Man series.
Yeah.
I don't really have a whole lot to say myself. Just, guys, if you like Mega Man, pick up Mega Man 11. It's a great game. To me, it's a solid 8 out of 10.
Yeah. I give it the same score.
I mean, you know, definitely could have had some improvements, but it's a great, still solid game, you know, solid 8 out of 10. And, yeah, if you like Mega Man, is it even is it even a question as to whether you should pick this up? So, we'll be tuning in, we'll be going back to Mega Man Battle Network next week, folks. Time off here. He had his vacation, now he can return to the torture.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I gotta go back. I got playing, you know, great game here, and I gotta go back to one of the worst games I've ever played. Just...
Gosh.
Yeah. I also give Mega Man Battle Network a Mega Man 8 out of 10 as well. Just, ugh. What were they thinking? Kids these days, let me tell you.
Stop the stream before anyone starts throwing rotten fruit at us.
Woo!
Thank you for tuning in. It's always a pleasure for us to chat with you about all things Mega Man, and particularly at this crucial moment where we got a new Mega Man game after 7 years, 4 or 5 canceled titles. Ridiculous past, but things are starting to look up a bit. So, and I can only hope that you know, later on down the line, we'll be getting more good announcements like this. In a timely manner too. That's another thing I really like to praise Capcom for, the timely manner in which they put out this title. I thought we wouldn't be getting this until December, but the fact we got it in October is crazy.
Yeah,
you know, that was only a couple months after it was announced.
Yeah, that still kind of blows my mind. Well, it wasn't a couple. It was like almost a year, because they announced it last December.
So, oh, okay.
Yeah. But I mean, I was still surprised we got it in October anyway.
Seriously, I'm still shocked by that. But, not a whole lot more to say. I mean, here's hoping for more after this game, and, particularly for a certain legendary title that has a 3 at the end of it. But, you know, we can dream all we want. Yeah, I have to say. So until next time, guys, keep fighting the good fight, and as always, legends never die.
Legends never die. Hahoo.
And have a fantastic weekend.
Bye-bye.